So good morning, sixth. How are you today? Today we will start with a new lesson. Which is lesson 3, page 8. So, if you look here, this is our lesson. So, our lesson today is lesson 3, page 8, as you see. And today is Wednesday. What do you think the date is for today? Who can read it? Because we practiced it so many times. Who can read it? Raise your hand if you can read the date. Okay, I'll read it for you. So today is Wednesday, September 23rd, 2020. So our lesson's objectives, why are we going to take this lesson? First, to read about a walking bus. And you may be thinking about, what do we mean by a walking bus? What is that, the walking bus that we are pointing at in this lesson? So what do we mean by a walking bus? Then develop reading skills, comprehension, scanning, inferring. Then directions in a questionnaire plus some of the vocabs. In Arabic, we will read about نقرأ عن باص المشي, تطوير مهارات القراءة, etc. Here we have comprehension, scanning, inferring. Then the directions in a questionnaire. الاتجاهات في استبيان. So, the first thing I need to ask you here, write different ways of getting to school. Who can tell me, when you come to school, you come in a different way of your friend. How did you use to come to school last year, for instance? Last year you came by a way that is different from your friend. Who can tell me that way? Raise your hand, or you can click on the hand icon. Hand icon. Ranim. Ranim, how did you come to school last year? Okay, Elia.
Miss, by car.
So I came to school by a car. Can you repeat it with a full sentence? I came to school by a car.
I came to school by a car.
Amazing. So think about it, Ranim, and I will come back to you. Fadi, how did you come to school last year, for instance? Fadi, how did you come to school last year? Yes, Fadi. Okay, Shadi, how did you come?
I came to school by a bus.
By a bus. I need someone else. Narj, what about you? How did you went to school? How did you go to school last year?
I walking.
Okay, so you went to school by walking. So if you notice, guys, some of you came by walking, which we mean on foot. Some of you came by a car and some of you came by a bus. So these are three different ways: on foot, by a car, by a bus. What do you think? Which way is the safest way? Which way is the safest? If you look to the image, this one here, what's the safest way to come to school? What do you think? I need your opinions. Shadi.
The walking is safer.
The safest way to come to school is by walking. Someone else, tell me your opinion. Daniela, the safest way. Okay, so we agreed that we have three different ways of coming to school: on foot. Here, I'll write for you: on foot, by car, and by a bus. So we have three different ways. Then let's discuss before we move on in the text. And I'm sorry, I forgot to read the text for you, isn't it? So I'll read it first to you. So lesson 3, activity 1, listen and read. Mark the routes on the map using different colors. Walking bus, if you look here, we have some kind of indicator. We have here, what do we call this? What do you call it? Is it a map or a city? Elia.
Miss, like the picture?
It's a map. This is a map of a city. Okay, this is a map. Look at the next to activity 1, mark the routes on the map. So this is a what? A map. Walking to school is good for you, but it's dangerous too. A group of parents wants to start a walking bus to school. 2 parents will walk through town. They will meet children at their houses in town and they will walk to school together. And they will walk to school together. It will be safe, healthy, and fun. Do you live in town? Do you want to come on the walking bus? Please draw your route on the map and complete the questionnaire. So these are the questionnaires of the directions. Directions in a questionnaire. So, moving on to the vocabs. What do we mean by routes? We discussed it earlier in lesson 1. If you look here, routes, directions of a map, a way to a place. So if you look to the image here, so this is a map and those are roads. Maybe I have another picture that shows it. Okay, it's just like the GPS. GPS usually shows the directions, the routes to a certain place, Okay, map, it's a noun, it's singular, an image of an area that shows ways and directions. Again, so we have this here. This is a map and it shows directions. The one in your book, this is a map. It shows buildings, streets, and every single thing in the city that you need to tell your direction. Then we have a synonym for dangerous, harmful. What do you think? Crossing the street as a kid, as a child. Here. Crossing the street We have here this little girl crossing the street by herself. If she was by herself and this man did not help her, is it safe or dangerous? Raise your hand. Is it safe or dangerous for the girl to cross the street by herself? Fadi.
Dangerous.
Dangerous. So dangerous, a synonym of dangerous is harmful. She will hurt herself. She will hurt herself. Amazing. It's dangerous. Thank you, Fadi. So a group, what do we mean by a group? It's a noun, it's a singular, a number of people. If you are alone, it means it's singular. You are standing alone. But if you were standing with your friends and your classmates, it is now a what? It's now a what? When you are standing with your friends, you are now what? All of you. You and your friends. Who can tell? Narj. What about Narj? What do we call it? If you're standing with your friends or your classmates, what do we say? You are standing with a group of people, isn't it? Okay, you can turn off your mic now. So, a group of people. So this is what do we mean by a group. If you look here, those alone are parents. Here, let's say these are parents, as you see. Those are parents, the father and the mother. So those are parents, one parent, okay? But when we say a group of parents, these are group of parents because they are more than one pair. This is a pair, this is a pair, and this is a pair, and this is a pair. Okay? So far, is it good now? So far? So parents, noun, a person's father or mother, sorry, and mother, it should be. And mother, a person's father and mother. That's why we have the plural S. A parent, it means one of them. A parent, it means either your father or your mother. Through, we took it earlier in lesson 1. It's an adverb of place. Go into a place and out of the other side. If we go to this park, we need to go to this park. Starting from here, we will go in the train or in the train. I think it's a train. So we will go through the park and then out of it. Again, if I go in the park from here, I will start going through the park, then again out of the park. Again, okay? So this is what do we mean by through. Through, it means you go into a place and out the other side. What do we mean by a town? Town is a noun, it's a singular, a place where people live and work. If you look here, what's the difference between these two? What do we call this, by the way? Raise your hand. What do we call this? Elia.
Miss,
Yes.
like a flag?
This one, it's not. Are you sure? It's a map, isn't it?
Oh,
And
it's a map of Jordan.
the what?
The map of Jordan.
Amazing. So this is what do we call the large land? What do we call this large land that I showed you? What do we call this large land? Where do we live?
In Jordan.
In Jordan. So Jordan is our country. So we have a country and then we have here. What's the difference between this and this one?
Miss, one is a city and the other one's a farm.
The first one is the city and the other one is what?
A farm.
A farm or a countryside, let's say. So, this is an activity. Order the following words based on the size. We have a town, country, and city. As I showed you, this is country, the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, which we live in. And then we have a town, and then we have a city. Which ones are the bigger and which ones are the smaller? Who can put them in order by size? Bigger. Which one is the bigger? Who can tell? The bigger by size. Can you raise your hand? Daniela, Ranim, Buffly. Buffly. Which one is the biggest? Is it a country or a city? Yes, Fadi.
City.
Country. First, we start with the country. Country is bigger or the biggest, and then a city, and then a town. Okay, so we have country, then we have city, then we have a town. Those are by size. Okay? So, meet. What do we mean by meet? Verb to come together. I want to go and meet my friend at the cafe. To see them, to come together. Opposite of safe, again dangerous, and both are adjectives. Healthy, it's an adjective, and it's physically strong. This is what do we mean by healthy? Physically strong. When you eat healthy food like fruits and vegetables, bread, etc., it makes you healthy. So physically you would be strong. Along, it's an adverb of place. We took it earlier in lesson 1. Beside or near something and moving from one place to another. While I am moving from one place to another, I go along it. I don't go inside it, I just go beside it, near something. Okay, guys? Now let's read the text again. Here, walking bus. Walking to school is good for you, but it's dangerous too. A group of parents wants to start a walking bus to school. Do you have any idea what a walking bus could be? What is a walking bus? Do you have any idea? 2 parents will walk through town. They will meet children at their houses in town and they will walk to school together. Do you have any idea what a walking bus is? Anyone? Yes, Shadi.
It is a group of school children working together.
Good, Shadi, thank you. But you need to add the most important part. If you look at the picture here, we have a group of parents, or at least parents, They will take the first shift in walking different students who live nearby in the town to school. Here, it's written, 2 parents will walk through town. They will meet children at their houses in town and they will walk to school together. So this is what a walking bus idea came from. That 2 parents, each time different parents volunteer to take these kids from their houses to the school, okay? So this is what a walking bus is. So what do you think a walking bus is? It is a group of parents. They told us here, 2 parents, it's the turn of 2 parents walking through town, meeting children at their houses and walking to school together. Why do you think walking to school is good for you? Why do you think it's good for you? Do you think it's good walking to school? First, do you think everyone can walk to school? Is everyone able to walk to school? Yes, Elia.
Yes.
Yes, do you think everyone is able to walk to school? I don't think that, because some of us some of us live far away from school. So they need to go to come to school by a bus or a car, isn't it? But it's good school. Why do you think it's good, Fadi, to walk to school?
No, not good, because
Because it's safe, healthy, and fun, because it's healthier. It's healthier for you to walk to school, okay? Okay. Then, what are the steps or the procedures of walking bus? What's the idea, again, of the walking bus? I mentioned it earlier. What are the steps? The parents, this group of parents agreed on some steps. What are these steps? Anyone? Fadi, what are the steps? 2 parents.
2 parents
Will walk.
2 parents will walk, but
Town.
Town, and then will walk to school.
Okay, so 2 parents will walk through town. They will meet children at their houses. This is the second step. Step number 1, 2 parents will walk through town. Step number 2, they will meet children at their houses in town. Step 3, all of them, they will walk to school to get there. These are the steps and the idea of the walking bus, So is there any bus in this idea, or is it just a nickname to this procedure? What do you think? Is there a bus in this idea, or is it just an idea, a random name, a nickname to this procedure? Yes, Elia.
It's a random name for this.
Amazing. It's a random name. It's just as a nickname to this procedure. There is no bus. There is no bus in this procedure. It's actually 2 parents walking these students and children to the school as if they are in the bus. Any questions so far? Okay, which is the biggest, a country or a city, Ranim? Ranim, which is the biggest? Is it a country or a city?
It's a country.
Thank you, Fadi, but you need to raise your hand. Daniela, a country or a town?
Miss Pound.
No, a country is bigger. If you remember, a country is the biggest. So we have this whole land, which we call it a country, and it's the biggest. Then it comes the city and the town. Any questions so far? Any questions? Yes, Elia? Bubbly or anyone? No? Okay. Thank you, guys. Next time, we will move on in our lesson. So thank you.